Hello and welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. It's the start of a brand new decade. By now, a lot of people have kicked off their New Year's resolutions. So here at Doing More, we decided to direct our attention to honoring the brave men and women who have served and are serving our great nation. Every year on Veterans Day, Americans across the nation take pride in honoring our current and past military service men and women. But once the parade ends and the music stops, sadly, so does the expressions of gratitude to those who wore the uniform. As veterans transition back to civilians, there are a countless number of organizations that understand the challenges they face. One of these organizations is Cox Communications, who's committed to supporting veterans, reservists, and their family members.
The Southwest Region Veterans ERG program, also known as SALUTE, is a veteran employee resource group here at Cox Communications that focuses on supporting veterans within the company and in the community. We don't just focus on veterans, we focus on active duty and reservist personnel as well. The first thing we try to do is raise awareness about the different veteran initiatives that are going on in the community, different veteran holidays. We do that through articles and events here on campus. The second thing we try to do is support veterans. We do that through volunteerism in our group. We coordinate lots of volunteer activities with different organizations around Arizona and Las Vegas and Tucson. And then the third thing we try to do is just raise awareness about our active duty military that are serving abroad. We've done that through campaigns like Red Fridays, Remember Everyone Deployed, so you wear red shirts on Fridays. We've done numerous things to try to just raise awareness about veterans, active duty, and community service.
I was always mystified by the military. It was just something that I was interested in. I actually didn't really think that I would go in until I was in college. I went in for a sense of adventure, also the legal branch of the military, so I thought that would be a great experience. There's so many ways in which we serve. One of my favorite ways is we actually go out into the community as a group and we serve other nonprofits that are supporting our veterans. Creating a sense of community amongst veterans, that camaraderie that a lot of us miss when we get out, it is a huge support, and there's not anything that we wouldn't do for each other.
I joined the military the first time when I was 17 years old, and I always had a strong call to serve. Cox has always celebrated Veterans Day, but when the Veterans ERG was launching, it was a good opportunity to launch our ERG and combine it with the Veterans Day celebration. And with that, we were able to combine what the community relations team does with our Veterans ERG, and then the diversity and inclusion team also contributed. Also, we had Cox OSP contributing, so they were doing their own thing, so we combined all our efforts to assist with flag raising ceremony.
Cox Communications is by far the best place I've ever worked. It allows us to do things like the Southwest Veterans ERG. They're supportive of veterans, they're supportive of all their employees. It really allows us to live the brand that Cox talks about.
Within the ERG and within my team at Cox Business is really an extended family.
At Veterans ERG, I feel like it's just like another arm. You know, it's a way that Cox Communications continue to serve the community and also have some commonality with each other.
The flag reminds me of all the people that came before me and served, and all the people that will serve after me. I still get the chills every time I see the national anthem at a sporting event, so it's just, I have a great pride in the flag in the United States of America.
The mission of the Southwest Region Veterans Employee Resource Group, or ERG, is a program to be a catalyst for fostering a diverse and inclusive workplace environment aligned with Cox's mission and values. I'll be back with more on Doing More right after this.
Doing More salutes our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Welcome back to Doing More. We're here at Cox Communications Call Center celebrating our brave military men and women through the Veterans ERG program. The Veterans ERG program is also designed to engage with service members and veterans. Some examples are to create leads for job opportunities, increase self-identification, and conduct community service events directly supporting veterans in the Southwest region. We traveled to San Diego to visit an organization that's empowering the homeless through the Wheels of Change initiative.
Step up, just call me, KB.
So, we're coming to your community to clean it up. We're breaking that stereotype of what a homeless person is, this subculture of society. We're just brothers, sisters, mom, dad, grandmas, and grandpas, being part of the solution instead of part of the problem.
So, ladies and gentlemen, left-hand side, don't forget weave in and out of cars. No jaywalking, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
See any cigarette butts, pick up cigarette butts. But ain't no race, y'all.
The difference between Alpha Project and others is, as I said, we have 2 elementary schools here, a half a block away from us. We maintain those campuses. We mentor those kids. We make sure that there's no drug dealing, drug use, encampments around their facilities, or anywhere in our neighborhood. We self-police, and that's all a testament to the folks here that used to be out there.
Watch out for sharp objects, ladies and gentlemen.
Ed's, once again, he's a perfect example of the quality, the caliber of the men and women that have been outside on the streets.
Here in San Diego for over 50 years, raised in Chula Vista, went to Bonita Vista High School, class of 77, have worked all my life since 1975. But suddenly in 2016, the winter, we had that flu that came through. Over 300 San Diegans died. I apparently was struck with it, and through whatever complications happened, as it turned out, I had a stroke. I was bleeding in my brain, and I lost all muscle control. It's a nightmare, and it just suddenly happens, as it can to any American, and it's one of the things you never think will happen to you, but it can.
The onus of responsibility need to go to our folks like Ed, people you've seen here that have tremendous skill, tremendous wisdom, and give them the opportunity to shine. It's that peer-to-peer support, talking to the folks out there and bringing folks in here to start the process.
Let's go.
KB wants us to be safe. He wants it to be fun, if at all possible, but we're also communicating with each other in the field when we're out there, taking care of San Diego, and we're cleaning it up. We're also giving solutions to each other, talking to each other about how did you get here? Where's your family? What do you hope for?
Society as a whole and citizens, certainly San Diegans, are so willing to help if they can see positivity, if they can see change, if they can see a reward or benefit from that help. Wheels of Change is the perfect example. These are $5 donations, $10 donations to get our people out there, and they can see these folks making a difference. They can see the pride that our folks have that are here, not only cleaning up the communities, but mentoring peer-to-peer with the folks they've maybe been camping with for 20 years.
On behalf of Alpha Project, good job today. If we go do lunch, good job. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen.
When they come back in from work, it's phenomenal to see, homeowners came out and say, hey, we're so happy you're here. God bless you. Businesses coming out bringing waters. And to have these communities come and neighborhoods come and embrace you, say thank you for being here, that's a huge paradigm shift.
As we were traveling, we also visited the San Diego Food Bank, an organization that takes pride in feeding the community every month. Take a look.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. Last year, we pushed through over 32 million pounds of food. 10.5 million pounds of that was fresh produce. And we feed 350,000 people every single month. How do we do it? Well, we are supply chain at its very best. Our distribution model includes 214 bulk food distributions that we are doing each and every month. Plus, we have a core of 500 nonprofit agencies that we partner with. So any nonprofit that has a feeding program, more likely than not, they're getting the majority of their food from the San Diego or North County Food Bank. Who is the face of hunger? We estimate about 1 in 7 people in San Diego County, about 450,000 people are termed food insecure. Of that number, about 177,000 are children. So our service population, working poor, seniors on a fixed income, children living in poverty, and believe it or not, active duty military, their dependents, and veterans. All this population, all these people, they don't know where the next meal is coming from. The San Diego Food Bank is a completely local and independent nonprofit organization that depends on the kindness of others. None of our important work happens without the support of great donors who really partner with the San Diego Food Bank to make our programs and services possible. We also depend on a huge volunteer base. Our volunteers are an integral part of our supply chain. We have 20,000 registered volunteers, over 28,000 volunteer visits a year, And because of those volunteers, we're able to feed more than 350,000 people every single month. Hunger really has no season. We know that people are facing food insecurity throughout the year. During the holidays, we know that tight budgets are stretched even tighter. There's even more hardship for our service population. That's why we do the holiday food drive. And we're asking the community to come together, support the San Diego Food Bank, and ensure that people have the food they need. How can you help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Each year we hold thousands of food drives and they raise millions of pounds of food for people in need. So just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month.
The San Diego Food Bank relies entirely on food and monetary donations to feed tens of thousands of people each month. Donate today and make a difference. Welcome back to Doing More, where we shine a light on the good things happening in our communities. We're here at a training room in Cox Communications, kicking off the new year celebrating our veterans. Did you know that the Veterans ERG program has been dedicated to sponsor a program at Arizona's Luke Air Force Base? The mission is to present its airmen with career opportunities at Cox Enterprises. We also traveled to San Diego, California to visit an organization that is serving individuals, families, and veterans who are emerging out of homelessness.
When the family comes home, they express such joy, and they're crying and laughing and jumping, and it's wonderful to watch. And we know we've only been there a few hours, but we know it was where it was when we started and what we're giving them as a foundation for their future. And I recommend that anyone who hasn't experienced this go on to humbledesign.org and look at the videos of people finding these homes, and you'll want to be calling and helping immediately.
I started Humble Design really through a friend of mine who was in need. I was volunteering at a nonprofit and I met the woman who ran the front desk. And she was wonderful and lovely, but I soon found out that she was homeless. She was able to secure housing, but she had nothing to furnish the home with. And when I went to go visit her, it broke my heart that her and her children were sleeping on the floor with the little nest that they had made with their coats. So I knew how much excess I had in my own home, and then I knew how much excess my neighbors had. So I began asking for furniture for her, and I soon became known as the Furniture Lady. And that was the birth of Humble Design.
Choked up during this application process. I had to fight back tears. I had to go take a drink of water. They find out what you want deep in your heart, and then they make every attempt to give that to you.
If there's only one thing that people need to know about helping the homeless, I would say that everything that you give to them, you will receive back. And you will go away with a sense of well-being and happiness for what you've helped to do. And they go forward in a much more secure way, and a way for their family to truly have joy.
Hoya Cosmetic Surgery Center. Jesus, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Muchas gracias. All of you, amazing. Wonderful work, wonderful. You changed my life. I can bring my kids here, and everybody who doubted me, they can come here and just be like, you know, Michael has a home, that's right.
We also made a stop to the city of Escondido to visit a conservancy that is helping humans and nature prosper together. Take a look.
traditional conservation groups tend to remove humans from the conservation equation. Humans live in ecosystems, and in a lot of cases, humans have the power and the control to help conserve ecosystems. So we have two major program areas that we focus on. One is we build fuel-efficient stoves in developing countries, and the other is we're designing and building aquaponics systems here in the United States.
What we at EcoLife Conservation hope to communicate through aquaponics is that there are alternatives to growing food that would greatly reduce the impact modern agriculture is having on the planet. With aquaponics, we can grow a wide variety of fish and plants using a fraction of the resources. Inside this fish tank live 120 Mozambique tilapia. The waste that they produce will be converted into a natural fertilizer for our plants. The plants, in turn, will take up that fish waste and purify the water for the fish. The synergistic relationship between fish and plants is what makes aquaponics such an efficient means of growing our food. So we are constantly working to increase food access in our community. The bio-intensive nature of aquaponics allows us to plant these plants a lot closer together, which enables them to share all of the nutrients in the system. Our plants are growing directly into the water, which prevents them from becoming root-bound as they may become in the soil. We're also not losing any water through evaporation or seeping into soil.
This is our EcoCycle Aquaponics Kit, which is a great tool for demonstrating a variety of things to students in a living, learning laboratory. We can talk about nutrient cycling, chemistry, ecology, all in one hands-on system. We're also distributing our aquaponics kits to classrooms all over the United States. With our stove program, 3 billion people around the world cook on open fires, either in their homes or outside of their homes. It's like having a campfire in your kitchen. As you can imagine, it poses a whole host of threats to the family. These fires are extremely inefficient and contribute widely to deforestation around the world. And so we come in with a stove that is culturally appropriate and safe to the family that reduces fuel wood use by up to 60% or more. We're building these stoves around the monarch butterfly biosphere reserve in Mexico to protect butterfly habitat. The monarch butterflies migrate all the way from Canada to central Mexico where they spend the winter. And if those forests are degraded or destroyed, there's nowhere for the butterflies to spend the winter. So these stoves help protect butterflies by reducing fuel wood harvest in those forests where the butterflies live. And if we can revolutionize the way that we're growing, distributing, and cooking our food, we can all play a huge part in making the planet a more sustainable place to live for us, for our children, and for our grandchildren.
Bill Toon, founder of EcoLife, has worked around the world experiencing the world's natural wonders and its misunderstood cultures. Such a great way of doing more. We'll be back.
Doing more salutes our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Welcome back to Doing More. We're kicking off the new year by honoring our veterans and active military members all year round. Our final stop was at San Diego's San Isidro School District, where the staff, students, and Cox volunteers came together to assemble Kano computer kits and demystify the technology. Take a look.
Today we had a really great opportunity to bring Cox Communications and the things that we know and love, which is technology and connecting the community to a school right here in San Ysidro School District.
The big idea really is to demystify computers. A lot of times they're in a nice sleek case and you don't really get to see how they work inside and how they talk to all the different components. And the kits that the kids put together make that very simple.
Inspiring children at this early age to move on to careers in STEM is incredibly important, and this is going to be a memorable experience for them. You know, they're going to talk to all their friends, to everybody, and I think that's the power of events like this and partnerships like this.
I saw a lot of focus. I saw a lot of intent learning, a lot of hands-on learning that a lot of times our students we're just not able to give that hands-on time. So That was a beautiful experience.
You could see as they were going through it, it was connecting the dots. So when they're looking at the CPU and they recognize that's the brain of the computer, like their brain, or the keyboard is the inputs like their ears and eyes, they really start to kind of put that together and realize that it's not as scary as it seems, that it's very simple, and that, you know, really that computer works a lot like they do.
They taught us how to build computers and where all the wires go.
It made me feel proud of myself because I made a computer, well, not made, but built a computer.
For us, this doesn't happen every day. Most districts don't have a partnership like this with Cox Communications. It's very rare for Cox to choose our school district, to choose Smythe Elementary School, and to genuinely give our children a fighting chance.
There are 100 students in this room, okay? Behind that really beautiful but closed curtain are 100 Chromebook computers.
When they unveiled the curtain behind the stage and showed the stack of 100 Chromebooks, the children, the entire auditorium came alive. There was a roar of excitement from our children.
And then they were like, wait a minute. Does that mean I get to take home a computer? I get to take one?
One student came up to me and said, Mr. Law, I had to keep slapping my face because I didn't know if this was a dream or not. And they were very, very pleased to be able to have this. It was very gratifying to see.
I was very happy that I was getting a free computer to take home and use it.
One of the things I think is important to take away from today is that Cox Communications is committed to bridging the digital divide and to working with our community partners. Schools like Smythe Elementary really are the heart and soul of what we do.
It's amazing to see this is the next generation. These are the kids that are going to take us through the future of technology. And it's just incredible to have an opportunity to interact with them, and Cox giving us an opportunity to come and do this. It's why I love working for the company, and it connects us so much to this community, which is what we really want to be a part of and really give back.
I want to thank the veterans, ERG leaders, and Cox Communications for sharing this amazing and inspiring program with us. As we go into a new decade and make our resolutions for the upcoming years, let's not forget one resolution we must always keep: to take a moment and remember our military heroes who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Although we can't truly repay the debt we owe our brave troops and veterans, we can always honor them with a simple gesture of gratitude. So let's continue to say thank you throughout the new year. I'm Erica Cardenas. See you next time.